What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the 40K Cafe, and thank you, T, for the request. Ibram Gaunt, the people's hero, would have his story begin on the planet Manzipur. Here, he was born to a family of militants and, as well, would begin his indoctrination to the Scala Progenia. You see, as I said, Gaunt's family has a history of military service, and his own father was considered a war hero. During his studies at the Progenium, he would encounter his quote-unquote uncle, General Dersius, who would go on to inform Ibram Gaunt that his father was a war hero that fell in battle against the Greenskins. At some point during his years of service, Gaunt would come into contact with a warp-touched psyker. This rogue psyker would reveal to him the truth of his father's passing, which turned out to be the lack of courage and the actual cowardice of his own quote-unquote uncle, General Dersius. Eventually, Gaunt would encounter Dersius and challenge him to an honor duel. Gaunt would prove the victor, slaying his former quote-unquote uncle in honor of the passing of his father, and in return, Ibram would earn a hefty battle scar. Additionally, during his time of service, Ibram Gaunt would be granted 3 regiments from the planet Tanith, and during their founding, the planet itself would actually come to be assailed by the forces of chaos. The attack was so great and severe that Gaunt would actually order a full-scale retreat, depriving the people of defending their planet honorably. And by the end of it all, there was less than 4,000 individuals that would make it off planet. Going from 3 whole regiments to 1, Gaunt would reorganize all of his troops into the Tanith First and Only. The First and Only would actually detest Ibram Gaunt at first, seeing as they blamed him for the falling of their planet, but eventually he would slowly earn their respect, especially when he would slay a Chaos Warlord during the Battle of Vergast. Eventually, the troops that he commanded, the Tanith's First and Only, would become to known as Gaunt's Ghost, but the issue with them was that seeing as their planet was destroyed, they had no way to rebolster their forces. They would go on to be absorbed by the 81st Belladon Recon, and from here, Gaunt would be eventually granted new command all over again. But during their time as the Tanith's First and Only, Gaunt would lead his men against countless odds, pushing back against overwhelming forces of chaos and traitors alike. In fact, he was so effective at fighting the forces of chaos with so little men that he was suspected of being corrupted. But as stalwart as always, he was found loyal and true to the end. Unlike most commissars, he genuinely shows compassion and wants the well-being of his men. Standing out amongst the rest, it's no wonder that he has earned the respect of his troops and has been dubbed the people's hero. There is a whole entire series of novels dedicated to Gaunt's Ghost, which I think are very interesting and you should definitely pick up and read. But besides all that, thanks again T for the request. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Drop a comment if there's anything you want to hear about next, and as always, remember to follow for more.